Good day, guys. This is Prime speaking. I hope everyone's okay. Now, in today's session, we're going to be going over how to prepare the fourth note of the cash flow statement, being the dividends paid note. Okay. Now, let's quickly go over the information provided to us. So, in information A, we have information from the balance sheet. Information B, we have the share capital information. Information C, we have the dividends information. And information D, we're provided with the information from the income statement. Right? So now our main focus will be on information C and also information A. Okay. Now I know for some of y'all, they probably taught you how to prepare the actual note using the table format and everything to calculate for the dividends paid amount. All right. But there's an easier method. Now, okay. So now the easier method, it says that you're going to take last year's We're going to take last year's shareholders for dividends. Okay? Shareholders for dividends. And you're going to add it. You're going to add it with this year's. You're going to add it with this year's interim dividends. After so doing, you have your dividends paid. Pretty easy, right? Now, the hard part of this thing, or rather the confusing part of this thing, is actually calculating for the last year's shareholders for dividends, or otherwise this year's interim dividends. Okay? So now, usually last year's shareholders for dividends, usually they will be provided in your information from the balance sheet. Okay? In this case, on the last part, we have our shareholders for dividends. So our shareholders for dividends for last year, they were 86,400 rands. Okay, this amount is from last year's shareholders for dividends. Okay, so otherwise you can say that it is the balance at the beginning of the year. That's just what we're looking for. Okay. So now, given that we have the 86,400 rands, we come here in our dividends paid. Now we're saying that we're gonna say 86,400 rands like that, and then we're going to add it with this year's interim dividends. All right. So the first part is to find. You must actually find the shareholders for dividends at the end of the year from the previous year. All right. Or in simple terms, last year's shareholders for dividends. All right. Then from there, what do? You go on to add it with this year's interim dividends. So now on the information series, they say that total dividends for the year amounted to 239,100. Okay. Now, here's the tricky part. We must actually calculate for this year's interim dividends. Okay. So now, how do we do that? On information A, we notice that they gave us the shareholders for dividends for this year too. They gave us 138,600 rands. So now that means that the interim dividends plus this amount over here, the interim dividends plus this amount over here, they actually add up to 239,100 rand. You get what I'm saying? So now, this is just basic math. You're going to take the total dividends, subtract the shareholders for dividends. Then you're going to get the interim dividend. All right? Let me show you how. So now, we come here and we're going to say the total dividends for the year, which is 239,100. You're going to subtract what? this year's shareholders for dividends being 138,600. So now you're gonna come here to say minus 138,600, like that. Then you're going to total the two. So now feel free to punch your calculators at this moment. Punch your calculators and let's get the answer. Now, after punching our calculators, we get our answer as 100,500 rands. Alright, so now we're gonna take this 100,500, we're gonna put it right here, edit with last year's shareholders for dividends. So we're gonna come here and say 100, 500, like that. Then we're going to equal it, and that will be 186,900. No, yes, 900 rand. 186,900 rands, like that. And that is our dividend paid amount for the year. Okay, so just to recap, remember what we say. We take the last year's shareholders for dividends and we add it with this year's interim dividends. So from last year, the shareholders for dividends were 86,400 rands. We took that and added it with this year's interim dividends being 100,500 rands, and together they make up 186,900 rands. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share our videos. Otherwise, that's my time. Prime out.